In my last video, I show how we can create automations with Zapier. In this video, I want to continue by showing how to schedule events in a Zapier automation. So, in the last video, I used an example of an automation which its primary task is to send out an email newsletter every time I upload a new video to my YouTube channel. My goal was to use that to show how to set up an automation on Zapier. I will put the link to the video in the description below. To show how to schedule an event in a Zapier automation, I want to continue where the last video stopped. Here on the screen is the ZAP that I set up in the last video. Because this ZAP has already been published, I will click on the edit icon on the top right side of the screen here. Okay, now I can start editing the ZAP. This ZAP has 3 steps as you can see on the screen. The first step is the ZAP trigger. The trigger is the starting point of this automation. It is what triggers the flow. So this is how the flow works. When a new video is uploaded to the specified YouTube channel, the new video data is sent to this trigger, and that triggers this automation flow. Then it moves to the next step, which is the first action step. This is the step I set up to first connect with my MailChimp account and then use the data that was sent to the trigger to create a new campaign on the MailChimp account. The flow then moves to the third step, which is the second action step. This action is set up to again connect to the MailChimp account, then send the campaign that was created in the previous action using the campaign ID. Now, after the campaign was sent, I want to schedule a new campaign to be sent to the same audience after a few days to remind them about the video. To do this, I will need to create a new action step. So I will move my mouse over the plus icon under the last action step here. This is because I want to put the new action step right below the last one. I will then click on the plus icon. In this pop-up, because what I want to do is to schedule an event, there is a Zapier tool called Delay by Zapier, as you can see here. What this tool does is that it basically delays an event for a specified time. Let me show you how it works. I will click on it. Under the App and Event tab here, I will need to select the event here. There are 3 options to select from: delay after queue, delay for, and delay until. Each of these options has its use case. The one that fits my needs here is the delay for option, because it will allow me to specify the amount of time, either minutes, hours, or days, that I want the flow to wait before it moves to the next step. So I will select it, then click on the continue button. Now, under the action tab, I will need to specify the wait time. So let's say I want to wait for 4 days before sending a new campaign. In the time delayed for valid feed here, I will put 4. Then in the time delayed for unit here, I will select days. Depending on the time you want to delay for either minutes, hours, days, or week, you make your selection accordingly. My setup here now means the automation flow will be delayed for 4 days every time it gets to this step. And after 4 days, it will continue to execute the action steps that follows. Okay, now I will click continue. Here you can decide to test or skip the test. I will test the step. Now, the next step is to create the actions we want to take after the delay. What I want to do is to send out a campaign newsletter. So I will create first a new action to create a new campaign, and second, another action to send out the created campaign, just as I did in the last video. So I will click the plus icon, select MailChimp. Under the App and Event tab, select Create Campaign. Then click Continue. I already connected my MailChimp account, so I will click Continue. Here, I will fill all the necessary fields to create a campaign on MailChimp using the video data. Okay, great. All the necessary fields has been filled. I will click continue. It is important to always test the trigger to be sure if everything works well before you move on. So I will click the test trigger button. Cool, the test was successful. Now I will create a new action to send out the campaign. So click on the plus icon below the last action step. Then click on MailChimp. Under the App and Event tab, select Send Campaign. Then click Continue. Click Continue again. Here, I will need to input the ID of the campaign I want to send. As I said in my last video, it is important to input the value of the campaign ID that was created in the previous step. So I will click on the Custom tab here and then select the campaign ID from the immediate previous step. After that, click the Continue button. Now I can test the trigger and publish the ZAP. To summarize the flow of this automation, on the first step, which is the trigger, the video data comes in and triggers the flow, then moves to the next step to create a campaign for the incoming data. Then move to the third step to send the campaign. Then it moves to the fourth step, which creates a 4 days delay. And after 4 days, it moves to the fifth step, which creates another campaign, and then lastly, move to the sixth step to send out the campaign that was created in the fifth step. So that is how you schedule an event in Zapier automation. I hope you have gained some knowledge from this video. If so, don't forget to click the like button, and if you want to be more generous, you can share it with your friends. If you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to my channel. My name is Femi. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.